This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flo's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flo's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flo retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Thursday, March 31, and time for the Barbados Today afternoon update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. We begin with a plea for government to bury what has been described as the painful 17.5% value-added tax on funeral bills. In fact, some funeral directors argue that it is not the right tax for families of the deceased to pay, as those who have passed had spent a lifetime paying duties. One of those making the appeal is social commentator and a funeral director at Lyndhurst Funeral Home, George Griffith, who made it clear that the tax was adding to the grief of poor people in the country.
It's a source of a really annoyance, and it can devastate, especially senior citizens who you might have two persons on a pension and then one goes. And like I mentioned, you might have children of school age and so on. So it has reached a point, I would describe it as having reached a tipping point now, where people are more aware of it, and it is a source of tremendous hardship for families.
4 Canadian women are due to appear in court today on drug charges. They are 20-year-old Paige Amber Clark, 17-year-old Emma Jacqueline Young, 24-year-old Natalie Linton, and 35-year-old Charlotte Blackman. The quartet, who arrived in the country by air on Tuesday, are charged with possession with intent to supply, and trafficking of 146 pounds of cannabis. Clark allegedly had 40 packages of the drugs, which weighed approximately 26 pounds. 81 packages weighing 44 pounds was found in Young's luggage, while Linton was apparently in possession of 65 packages weighing 42 pounds, and Blackman allegedly had 65 packages which weighed 34 pounds. The drugs in each case were found in boxes hidden in their luggage. Transport Minister Michael Lashley is reporting progress on amendments to the Road Traffic Act in the push to have breathalyzer tests introduced in Barbados. The update came yesterday as officials launched the International Road Assessment Program.
I have received documentation from the Learning Attorney General in relation to the breathalyzer test to have discussions with the stakeholders that this provision will empower, and of course the stakeholders who will have an interest in the breathalyzer test. The ministry will be meeting shortly with all relevant stakeholders on the matter of road safety in Barbados.
President of the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union, Mary Redmond, is not at all happy with the number of unfilled permanent posts in the education system. Redmond says while teachers are being appointed, there are too many irregularities in the recruitment process. She expressed the concerns as she delivered her annual report at the BSTU's conference at Queen's College yesterday.
During the course of this year, we have been able to effect a number of appointments in many schools. However, too many unfilled permanent posts remain in far too many instances. This is an area that we will continue to address rigorously. We are noting at the same time, with increasing concern, the irregularity of the recruitment and selection process in some schools, where, for example, in some instances, negative reports are circulated to the members of the boards of management, and those reports given to the prospective interviewees just before they enter the interview, minutes before they enter. They are put obviously at a psychological disadvantage during the interviewing process, and without any prior knowledge and opportunity to address the negative reports, they are being robbed of their rights to the principles of natural justice.
Redmond is also worried that some temporary teachers are being kept in limbo when it comes to appointments.
Some schools are also using the fallacious argument of appointments by departments to keep temporary persons in limbo. We state unequivocally that this is wrong, and we know that schools in recent years have been circularized from the ministry in this regard. There are no appointments to departments in any school. Persons are appointed to the public service and assigned to schools. Posts are not allocated to departments, I repeat, but instead to schools, and we will continue to deal robustly with this each time that it is brought to our attention. All other things being equal, the persons acting longest should be the persons appointed first whenever any appointment exercise is engaged in.
In sports, West Indies women are in the finals of the ICC 2020 World Cup. The regional team will meet Australia in their first World 2020 final after a 6-run victory over New Zealand. Brittany Cooper hit a 48-ball 61 as West Indies made 143 for 6 batting first, while Sophie Devon picked up 4 for 22. New Zealand began well in reply but lost their leading run scorers Devon and Susie Bates in the 7th over. Sarah McGlushan and Amy Swatherwaite put on 59, but Stephanie Taylor's 3 late wickets proved crucial as the White Ferns subsided to 137 for 8. West Indies have never won a global title in the women's game and will play Australia in Kolkata on Sunday in a rematch of the 2013 World Cup finals. And now the Windies men are currently playing against India for the right to play against England in the finals on Sunday.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
The 50th anniversary of Independent Secretariat and the National Cultural Foundation proudly present the theatrical production From Bossa to Barrow and Beyond.
We are not slaves.
Saturday, April 16th at 6:30 p.m. at the historic Golden Grove Plantation. Come, be a witness to history.
Aye, Nanny Greg.
Enter the ritual. Feel the power.
This country will be independent. And if I have to wake up all the sleeping angels in heaven, so be it.
From Bossa to Barrow and Beyond. April 16th. Tickets $50 adults, $10 youth and children. Available at all NCF outlets and at ticketpal.com.
We pick up with news from the region. A Jamaican policeman finds himself on the wrong side of the law. The officer is among 19 people arrested in a major anti-lottery scam. However, the country's counter-terrorism and organized crime investigation branch is not releasing the policeman's name and the station that he's attached to, but said he was nabbed in Kingston. Also included in the 19 are 7 women, while cash amounting to 1.8 million and a motor car was seized during the operations. And finally, at least 18 people are dead and scores more injured after a flyover under construction in the eastern Indian city of Kolkata collapsed. Many people are feared trapped under the concrete and steel bridge, which fell on a busy road. More in this report from the BBC.
I'm at one end of what is a very narrow street. There are people who are hanging out of the windows at the moment trying to see what is going on. But there must be 100, 150 people desperately battling, using also equipment, cutting equipment. I can see a rescue official in front of me using the cutting equipment to try and cut through these huge rocks, but he's not getting very far with it. In the half an hour that I have been here, they've been hardly able to remove much of the rubble. It's about 10, 15, 20 feet high. They've maybe been able to remove 1 foot of it so far. And of course, during that time, the people who are trapped underneath it are struggling for oxygen. And a lot of local people are complaining here that when the ambulances do come in, they don't have the right facilities inside them. They don't have enough oxygen to help the people who desperately need medical attention.
And that's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good afternoon.